Hi, welcome to my channel Her EXP. In this video today, I want to share with you three main characteristics of human ego. We need to know about ego so that we can deal with it. Without knowing what is it actually, how can we deal with it? Like if we know about a bike, like what is accelerator, what is a brake system, then only we can ride a bike. If we don't know anything about it, and if we don't operate it after gaining knowledge about it, how can we ride a bike? So ego is very essential to live here. Ego is very important. It is a very important mechanism for human beings. So it starts from a very basic level, and it can go to a very advanced level. So first we need to understand what are the main characteristics of ego. However, in this video I'm covering only three main features, main characteristics, so that the information is easily digestible. The first characteristic of human ego is self-conditioning. Self-conditioning is a process where it takes information from the outside, the external world, like parents, neighbors, friends, society, and it takes that information and puts the information in a knowledge bank so that it can understand about itself, or it can get a particular nature of this body, of this mind, and can arrive at a sense of self. So self-conditioning usually happens when we are children. Like our parents will tell us, you are that, you are this, doing that is good, doing that is bad, like that. So it will gain that knowledge, that information, and put that information into the knowledge bank, and based on that, it will do the mental actions and physical actions, and then it will arrive at a sense of self, that it is good, it is bad. An example is they may say crying is bad, and it will put this information into the knowledge bank, and it thinks crying is bad. If we cry, then we are bad boy or a bad girl. So it does it conditions itself with that information like that, and it will arrive to this nature, like good boy or a bad boy, good girl, bad girl, like that. So this is conditioning this body and mind with the information coming externally. The second characteristic of human ego is self-knowing. Self-knowing is a process where, after doing the self-conditioning process, it can arrive at a sense of self, that is a good boy, a bad boy, good girl, bad girl, like this stuff, and it can know about itself, like I am a good girl, I am a bad girl. Now this I is here, it is sensing itself, it is knowing about itself for a particular action of physical action and mental action. So now crying is bad is an information coming from the outside world, and it took that information, put that in the knowledge bank, and it conditioned its body and mind to do an action matching with that information. Now what it does is it stops this body and mind not to cry, because crying is bad and we are not allowed to do that. And then it arrives at a sense of self, as I am not crying because crying is bad. As I'm not crying, I'm a good boy, or I'm a good girl. So this kind of sense of self, this kind of knowing it can have, this is again another process or another characteristic of ego, self-knowing characteristic. So after conditioning, it can know about itself. It is like monitoring. We are seeing ourselves on a monitor. Like that, it can see itself with this eye with the nature. So I am I am a good girl, I am a good boy, like that. Conditioning can be false conditioning or true conditioning coming from the external world. So crying is bad is a false conditioning. We are allowed to cry, and crying is very important. But somehow someone misunderstood that concept, and they've circulated wrong information into the society, and that's how a human ego got this information. And from that false conditioning, it is knowing about itself, and this knowing is also is wrong. Actually, this sense of self is not correct. It's a false sense of self. So this is about self-knowing. The third characteristic is self-correcting. Self-correction means it is getting information from the outside, and it is conditioning itself and then knowing about itself. Then a secondary source is coming in the form of information. The primary information, let's say this is from parents, and another information is coming from friends, let's say. So new information is coming in. Now ego tries to correct itself based on this new information. Now after correcting, it will again try to it will try to condition this self again, and then after conditioning, the process of self-knowing happens again. So now it is going through this like a cycle. It is correcting itself because of its nature, because of its characteristic of self-correction. So after that, with that correction, now it will condition this self with the new information. Now after that conditioning, it will again know about itself. Then it will arrive at a new sense of self. So a friend, they may tell them crying is not a bad thing, it is a good thing because it releases our trauma. Somehow they gain that knowledge, and they have transferred this knowledge or shared this knowledge with this person, and now right away they can't believe it. They must practice it, they must do it at least one time. So after crying, they may feel good inside, and then they will know that okay, crying is not bad as they said. So now this is new information. It will put this new information into the knowledge bank, and then it will condition this body to cry, allow this mind to cry. Now this is the new conditioning, which is coming from the external world only, but this is a true conditioning that is happening. So now again, it will condition this body and mind to do that physical action and mental action. And after that, again, it will try to know about itself. This is again self-knowing characteristic. So now in this process, after crying, now it arrives at a sense of self where it can sense it as like a good thing to do. Like, I'm a good boy, I'm a good girl because I'm crying, and as crying is allowed, it's not a bad thing. So this is the new information again. So after conditioning, after this self-correction, self-conditioning, now it is going through this self-knowing process. Now it got a new sense of self about itself. So the ego is knowing about itself. Ego is conditioning itself. Ego is correcting itself. So like this, these are the three main characteristics a human ego have, and these are the processes that it goes through in a cycle. Like it will always happen. So after some years of taking the information like this from the external world, we will start to get new information. This thing I want to term it as ground truth. That means this is the truth of us. So this truth, this true information comes from within, from our true self. Now the ego will again go through self-conditioning, self-knowing, and self-correction. But now the information comes from within. Now all the false parts will be removed, all the false conditioning will be removed, that knowledge bank will identify, okay, this is false condition, okay, this is true conditioning. So now again, it is self-conditioning, self-correcting, and self-knowing, like in a cycle. But when we are doing this cycle of processes with the help of our true self coming from within, we will arrive at our complete true self realization. Understanding of the characteristics of human ego is essential for our complete true self realization. And ego has so many other characteristics too. They are too powerful. However, these are the three main basic characteristics of human ego, and I want to explain them in this video so that the information is easily digestible for you. And I hope this helps you in some way in your journey, in your life journey. If it helps you in some way, please hit the like button. If you resonate with this concept, or if you have anything to share with me, please put that in the comments below. And if you are new to this page, please subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. Namaste.